Hey Guardians, it's Eric. I'm back on the stream. Uh, Hope everybody's having a good Tuesday. I'm finally at home. It's reset as usual. So what I wanted to focus on, this should be brief, is the Eververse Gear set that I have been that I've been so excited to have a chance to purchase. But before this week, um, sometimes I would look down here for the gear pieces, but finally, there it is, Celestial Gloves. You can get one piece here for 1200 bright dust, and I already picked it up. But yeah, that's the gauntlets are available, or I should say the Celestial Gloves are available. You're going to need 5 pieces as usual to complete the set, and it's usually 1200 bright dust per piece, which means that you're going to need 6000 bright dust to complete a set on each character. Now, what was happening week 1 through week 3 is that we were only able to purchase the entire set at one time with bright dust, which this is what this is here. So the people that you saw running around with these gear sets on from Eververse, they paid $15 in actual money to get the whole gear set, right? So yeah, everybody week 1 through 3, here's your $15. Here's your one gear set. And like I said before, if you wanted for each character, your Warlock, Titan, Hunter, that's going to be $45 worth of silver that you would have to buy. And yeah, I didn't want to spend $45, so I waited. And even now that the gear pieces are dropping individually, this is going to be a 5-week process. It's going to take over a month to get every every piece, because this week the gauntlets are available. Next week, one of the other 4 pieces will be available, and week after week, once a week, we'll get a new piece to unlock. So make sure that you do not miss a week, right? Because what ends up happening is whenever the seasonal event comes up, these gear pieces go away during that seasonal event. This year, I think the seasonal event's going to be Guardian Games. So during Guardian Games, when you come to the Bright Dust menu, the Celestial Gear set piece is probably not going to be here. It hasn't been in the past. And so this season I'm expecting the same thing, that when the seasonal event like Guardian Games comes up, the Eververse Gear set gets dropped from this menu and you're not able to purchase it. So what happened last season is that, or what usually happens almost every season, is that I'm still missing a piece or two of a gear set that I want, because the Eververse gear set is not available consistently. So yeah, I don't know when the seasonal event is going to take place, but I'm pretty sure when it does, these pieces are going to drop from the menu and you will not be able to purchase one of the gear pieces for bright dust. That's very annoying, but that's just how the game is. That's just how the game is. So what ends up happening is towards the end of the season, I end up coming back to this menu and purchasing the last gear piece or two from that season that I missed, right? So I can't even, I don't even think that the gear pieces for this will be um, available for 5 weeks straight. I think we might get them around for, this week, next week, and they might disappear again. And then they're going to reappear, hopefully at the end of the season. But I'm not sure because last season, at the end of the seasonal event, I expected the Eververse gear to come back to the menu, and I don't think it ever did. So while it's here, buy the individual pieces with bright dust as much as you can. Each piece, now if you're talking about actual money, each piece is $3, right? So since I bought the gloves already, the price comes down from $15 to $12, right? Because I'm still missing 4 pieces. So every piece that I buy, $3 comes off of the price in terms of silver. So next week, I'll buy another piece. Uh, go from $1,200 now. It'll go down to 900 silver. So from 1,200 silver to it'll drop to 900 silver, which means that I have to pay $9 to get the rest of the gear pieces if I don't buy them with bright dust. This is like I said, this is Bungie's way of making extra money. I'm pretty sure that they made quite a bit of extra money through the first 3 weeks from people just dropping $15 just to get the whole gear set. Simply because this is, I think these are probably the best in the game right now. So, um, but I'll show you guys the other two. Warlock is second best. Warlock, as far as how the gear sets rank in terms of classes, Warlock has the second best to me. Titan's Eververse gear set for this season is okay. I've seen people with it, equipped. But I would say that Titan's gear set through Eververse is probably last place, because it's okay, but it's not, to me it's not, great. So I'll go ahead and show you guys what's here. So yes, you have to buy the gear set for each class individually, right? So I think I said earlier, if you want all of them, all the gear sets for all 3 classes for bright dust, you're gonna need 18,000 bright dust to pay for it all, because it's 6,000 bright dust a piece. See, now this Titan, I didn't buy his gauntlets yet, and I believe it's going to be gauntlets. But yeah, this is what we had the first 3 weeks of the season. Today is the beginning of week 4 of the season, but this is Titans. Now, even though this isn't the best out of the 3, Warlock, Titan, and Hunter, even though Titan is last, this gear set still looks pretty darn good, right? So it's probably the most unique gear set that Titan has to date. So I've seen people wearing this for sure. I haven't seen Warlock as much. I think I've seen more Titans, and I've definitely seen a bunch of Hunters running around because Hunter has the best Eververse gear set for this season. So, but yeah, I mean, this is still pretty darn good. Um, as far as a gear set, and then you have the shaders. I don't know what the shaders would do to this or how it would look with different shaders on it, but um, that's what happens. You can now you can still buy this whole thing for $15 if you don't want to go buy the gear pieces individually for bright dust. You can just buy $15 worth of silver um, and just pay for the whole thing, right? But if you want to save up some money, especially if you're someone like me with three characters, here is the gauntlets for Titan. It's 1200 bright dust. So the same thing with Warlock, it'll knock down. Oh, these are nice. Look at this. Look at this. And look at the arm. I just noticed this. See, the effect is moving like stars. That is cool. But see, that's the other thing. So that's what I'm saying. Like Bungie put this in the game knowing that first, players don't want to wait to get anything, right? They want to get everything right away when they see it. Um, and then the next thing is, I think this is the coolest gear set um, that's available this season, right? So people are going to want to get it, equip it right away. So, like I said, the first 3 weeks, this option wasn't available to get a single piece for bright dust. The only way you could get it was to go to this menu and buy the entire set for $15. Um, which, like I said, I'm not gonna do that. Now it's gonna be tough for me to. Well, it shouldn't be that hard. It depends. I'm only about two short because I already purchased Warlock's gauntlets, so I have a little over 14,500 bright dust left, right? So before I started the stream, I kind of added it up. I'm like 2,200 bright dust short, so I need to earn 2,200 bright dust in order to buy each piece individually for all three characters. I think I can do that, right? Because I was looking at where I'm at on the season pass, and I'm thinking, okay, I get 500 bright dust here at 50, and then I get another 650 bright dust here at rank 60. Um, and then I get another 800 bright dust at rank 70. And then this is the really good one. Rank 80, I get 1,000 bright dust. Oh, and then don't forget about 78. Rank 78, I get another 1,000. That's 2 grand right there. But I'm thinking that it's gonna take me a while to get this high, so I have to be careful. I can't spend my bright dust on anything else. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna try the best that I can to get um, all three gear sets without having to pay $15 or something like that for them. So, uh, but yeah, I mean, and I think this is my favorite part of Titans. I mean, the Titan mark. The other thing I'm not sure of is if you can earn this in game. Like, can you run a Nightfall and have this drop? But I don't think that's the case. Or can you run a dungeon and have this drop? Um, I don't think that's the case. I think that you have to, you know, just come to the store, either buy it with silver or bright dust. So yeah, look at the feet. He's got like the bull feet, the hooves. Nice. Nice. It's like they know, it's like the developer knows how to entice the player to spend more money than they were planning on spending, right? Because you buy the expansion, you buy the season pass. That can be $50, $60, right? Depending on if you buy the collector's edition and all that. And then you come to the store and it's like, oh, this is $15. Go ahead and spend it. So, like I said, for the past 3 weeks, they've been getting an extra $15 on top of what people paid for the expansion and what they paid for the season pass. They've been getting another $15 on top of that, at least another $15 on top of that, considering if that's if a player only buys one of these, right? And then I'll go ahead and end this short stream with Hunter. I have to show Hunter again. I'm sorry. I probably was really excited to see that gear set before, and I was just staring at it and spinning it around and be like, oh my gosh, this is the best Hunter gear set I have ever seen. And I still think that it's the best Hunter gear set I've ever seen. But the past, few weeks, I'm like, I'm not paying $15 for it. I'm just not. I was just thinking I'm just gonna wait until Bungie puts it in the store per piece for Bright Dust. I'm not spending 1500, no, not 1500, but $15 for one gear set, and I have 3 characters. So it's and that's the other thing. I was considering just buying the gear set for Hunter, but then it was like, well, then I would feel bad that Titan didn't have one, Warlock doesn't have one, and it's, gosh, I'm just gonna have to wait. That's all it is. Just wait. So yeah, that's how they're getting us. They're just out to get us. And then we read their state of state of destiny message about the company is expanding and it's just they're hiring all these employees. So it's like, okay, we need more money because we're doing all this stuff, right? They hired like new board members. It's just getting crazy. So yeah, within the game, it's like, okay, we can do XYZ to get players to buy, to spend more money or put more actual money, currency into the game. So yeah, this is Hunter, right? I have 400 silver because I keep buying silver to buy the season pass. Like when the large expansion comes out, I don't just buy the collector's edition. I just buy the expansion, but I don't buy the seasons that follow that, right? So that's, you know, that's I got 400 bright dust left over from that. And I think you can only buy bright dust, not bright dust, but buy silver in like, you have to go $5, $10, $20. I think it's 5, 10, and $20, right? So you just can't go to the PlayStation store and say, okay, I want $2 worth of silver. You have to buy the silver with either $5, $10, or $20 packages, you know. And I think the $10 package you get 100 silver extra, or 100 free, 100 silver for free, something like that. So yeah, um, and then that 100 silver just adds up over time. Um, I spend it probably near towards this stuff at the end. If I want something for $2 or whatever like that, like by the end of the year, I'll have like 400 to 600 extra silver over, free silver from the season passes that I purchased. So, um, yeah, I would spend it on like stuff like this, but I haven't actually, come to the store and just said, "Oh, I want to buy this," and I'll just purchase silver for it. And I'm like, no, if I have extra free silver left over, then I'll pick up something. But other than that, I just don't want to encourage. I don't want to encourage the developer any more than they're already on this train. It's like, no, I'm not gonna add to it. So yeah, but yeah, so like I said, anybody you seen wearing that, they bought it for $15. But finally, the beginning of week 4, we can we can purchase the individual. Look at that! I love this part right here. Yep, it's moving. But again, like I said, patience is gonna have to be our virtue, because I can buy this today and I'm not gonna get the whole set until like what, a month from now. Well, probably longer, over a month from now. So so yeah, it's just one of those goals that you can have for the end of the season. I want to have this gear set, right? Because that's how long it's going to take you to buy it with Bright Dust. Now, if you want to jump on it with silver right now, you can. But like I said, yeah, I'm not adding to. I'm not trying to encourage Bungie anymore to do stuff like this, because this was done purposefully. But I mean, look at that. And of course, on one of the previous streams, I probably went into a rant, a mini rant, about why can't I get why can't I buy individual pieces for this right now at week 1 of the season. But yeah, I just explained why. So instead of week 1, it's available week 4. We can start buying individual pieces. So, but again, look at that. Look at that. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. It's got a bit of dimension to it, right? It's not just flat. It's kind of, man, that is nice. It has to be the best hunter cape in the game. Has to be. I should say hunter cloak. Man, that is nice. Yep. If anything, the cloak is going to be available last. We're not going to see this for a while. So yeah, we got the grips first. The chest piece isn't bad either. I wish this was out, like protruding out a little bit more, like a piece of metal sticking out, right? But they made it flat. Um, I just think that would have gave it a little bit more dimension to have this like shape out, right? Yeah, so it wouldn't be as flat all the way around. But I'm nitpicking at this point. I like the it's like stars, celestial look. You know, look at there. It's in a dark blue and everything. That is for real. That is for real. Oh, he's up in the neck piece too. So he has this vest or something like that, like strapped over it. That is so cool. But yeah, they're gonna drag this out for over a month and make us oh, what can I do to see this helmet? Let me think. Let me think. Let me think. I can change my cloak ornament so I don't have this thing on my head. At least I think that's gonna work. There you go. That works. Just so I can see the detail. Yeah, it looks like this is. It looks like they just knew somebody was gonna have their head covered with this one, because the face. This looks fine. Everything else looks kind of awkward, even though I do like that scorpion scale look right there. And then I love this part in the front that it like fangs. That's really nice. It's just the shape of his head is awkward. Yeah, but it does remind me of a scorpion though. Speaking of scorpions, I was stung by they call it an Arizona bark scorpion. I forgot how many years ago that was, but that was when I was living in Las Vegas and just out there in that desert, man. They were, yeah, they were bad in that apartment. And middle of the night was like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. It stung me on the back of my calf. I don't even know how. I guess it crawled up the bed sheets into the bed and stung me on the back of the calf, and my leg locked up for about 36 hours or so. I mean, it was just locked up, numb, but it woke me up out my sleep, of course. And I grasped my leg so hard that I crushed it in my hand, but I just didn't know what it was. I had to jump. I jumped out of bed. I'm wringing out all the sheets while I'm kind of holding my leg, holding my calf at the same time. Um, but yeah, I dropped that on the floor and I crushed it. It was just dead. But yeah. And then the second time, another one kind of got me because it was in my shoe. It was in one of my sneakers. And but after that, like the second time around, I was already aware that they were Well, that I needed to move and change apartments, but which I eventually did. Um, but yeah, that time when I got stung, it wasn't nearly as bad because I was I was on the edge until I moved out of that apartment. But yeah, the scorpions are nothing to play with. But yeah, it was the Arizona bark scorpion. It wasn't those big black ones. It was that darn. They were light brown, like a tan color. And then the paramedic showed up, and he was like, "Those things are no joke. They can't even give you anything for that pain. It's just like you. It's like my whole calf from the back of my knee to the back of the heel of my foot. It just locked up. I couldn't walk on it or anything. Oh my gosh, it was bad. But yeah, I didn't need. And it's like I didn't go to the hospital or anything. It was just like he was like take aspirin, but you just have to wait until the venom works out of your system. Because basically, I just figured that they sting their prey to paralyze them. So yeah, and that thing got me pretty good. So yeah, I mean, it was just locked up. I don't know. I don't know how else to describe it. I don't even. Yeah, okay. So I got into that story because of I see. I'm reminded of with this scorpion thing. But yeah, I'm still getting this gear set though. I don't care. I mean, it's the best looking one in the game. Um, yep. So I don't know how much bright dust you guys have, and how much you buy other things because we have this one here. This is the weapon ornament for truth. And I'm like, I don't need it. And of course, we always have emojis for bright dust. This has a little bit of a Michael Jackson feel to it. I mean, do you guys get that? Do y'all get that? It just has, to me, it has a little bit of Michael Jackson to it. For sure. For sure. That's 700 bright dust right there. So if I get off track and buy something I'm not supposed to, um, I'm gonna have to make that up. And to me, it's a little bit tougher to get bright dust in the game, unless, where is it? Menu. You do get bright dust from these. See all this stuff down here? You get bright dust. Now for I was getting 75 bright dust per completion. Um, yeah, I was getting 75 bright dust per completion. Um, because I think all of these offer bright dust, but I think as you get into week 2, week 3, and now we're into week 4. Well, these two don't offer bright dust. This one does, and this one, but I'm not jumping into Crucible. But anyway, let's see. So yeah, the bottom 6 have bright dust as rewards. The top 4 do not. This has XP by itself. This has XP plus the war table rep. So yeah. Alright, and then week 4, same thing. The 4 at the top don't have bright dust, but the 6 at the bottom, these 6 down here do have bright dust as reward. So I imagine that these challenges are, yeah, these seasonal challenges are gonna get harder. This says stagger, pierce, or disrupt champions, and it doesn't work backwards because I've already fought quite a few champions. but I don't have any progress here. So retroactive, that's the word I'm looking for. It's not retroactive, but this one is. It's just increasing the number of gold that I'll need to buy it. I mean to complete it. Far future. I think I have that already. Actually, I think I have like two or three of those. And defeat champion and get grenade takedowns in battlegrounds. That'll be fun. But it's also not retroactive. Um, complete a lost sector on legend or higher. That'll be fun to do. But yeah, I'm interested to see how much bright dust we're gonna get for these because you're gonna need a lot. Especially if you're some players got plenty, they have plenty, but players who don't play that game as much or save their bright dust as much, um, it's tough to have 18,000 bright dust together, at one time to spend on uh, Eververse gear. So, do I expect to spend a little bit of silver? Yes, because of how um, the armor kind of goes. It it wasn't here, and now it showed up, and then they're gonna take it away again before the season's over. So it's not in the game consistently available for bright dust. So I do expect to spend some silver um, for a missing piece or two here or there, but it's not going to be $15 worth. So that's the important thing. But yeah, just go through these. If you're short on bright dust, this is a way to, uh, help you to get your bright dust numbers up. Fallen. I don't see fallen too much. Now that I think about it. But then again, Um, I don't play strikes. I haven't played strikes that much this season. But anyway, so yeah, from the seasonal challenges, from the additional bounties. But see, the additional bounties, you only get 10 bright dust per additional bounty. So the seasonal challenges are a good place to get bright dust, and also the season pass um, is really good. You get some really good bonuses on here, but you're gonna have to get a lot of XP, um, and to get to especially this part here where you got 78, you get 1,000 bright dust, 80, you get another 1,000 bright dust. So, so for me in XP, I would say Burning Light is really good for me. Well, not Burning Light, which is the one that I usually wear. Blinding Light, there we go. So it does cost you 6 energy with the ghost, but you gain another 12%, an extra 12% with XP when you have this equipped. But you have 10% here, 8%, and then it just goes down, right? So it depends. This is one of my favorite ghosts too, so. And I have used this, but it hasn't worked. it hasn't worked so far, so I just stopped using it on my other character. And then the other thing is, let me go ahead and put this back. Okay. What was I gonna say? Oh, for XP, this the seasonal challenges um, are really good for XP. So to get to those larger rewards of bright dust, and you want to burn, you want to, earn a lot of XP at one time, or get much higher XP gains, just complete this stuff here. Because every time I complete one, um, it pretty much ranks me up a level by itself. That's how much XP you get for completing one of these, and that was in the earlier weeks too. I imagine that week 4, week 5, week 6, the challenges are going to be harder, but I think that we're going to get a lot more XP from them, so that'll help you as well. I'm not desperate enough to jump into Crucible, so I'm going to leave those alone. But everything else, I'm going to do my best to complete them. So, yeah, definitely good XP gains with these. And they haven't been too difficult to complete. It's just that you have to play pretty regularly, and you have to play. Um, Gosh, I'm missing the word that I want to use. You have to be really intentional about where you go, right? Especially if you're like me, you have a full-time job, you come home, I have other stuff to do as far as work, and then, my game playing time, I have to be very intentional about what I do because my free time that I have is very limited. So, like tonight, I can do something like this, which is easy. Just collect 10 bounties, go to Nessus, and go to town, right? So I can complete one of these and get a lot of XP. So just pick something that's easy to target, um, and go after that. During the weekdays, Monday to Thursday, I don't like jumping in too deep with quests and stuff like that in the game because I'll stay up way too late and I'll be kicking myself trying to get up in the morning. So, yeah. But yeah, that is all. So yeah, I hope that you guys got something out of this. Just a little reminder and just sharing my thoughts on this whole thing. Um, and yes, just you're just gonna have to be patient. If your budget doesn't allow, like I said, really do keep an eye on, the Bright Dust page, and it's usually a new one here every week. So next Tuesday, um, the grips will be gone and it'll be something else, right? So just save up that Bright Dust, collect a bunch of XP on the season pass, and so you can collect more Bright Dust. Um, and hopefully by the end of the season, um, we'll have full gear sets for all 3 of our classes. You know, hopefully without buying silver. Hopefully. I doubt it, but hopefully. Right? But yeah. Because I don't know how much you guys buy this other stuff as well. So, but I think that I'm gonna skip it as best I can. All right, that's all I have for this one. Everybody, take care and have a good night.